Sahanau bhunaktu saha viryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. We'll chant the invocation shloka. Antaryascha bahirvidutativiram Jyotirmayam shashvatam Sthanam prapya virajate vinamatam Ajnanamunmulayan Pashyan vishvamapidamullasatiyo Vishvasya pare paraha Tasmai Shri Ramanaya Loka Gurave Shokasya Hantre Namaha. Okay, let's chant the verses 1, 2, 3. I'll chant, you repeat after me. Verse 1. Karturajnaya prapyate phalam Karma kim param karma tajjadam Together. Karturajnaya prapyate phalam Karma kim param karma tajjadam. Verse 2. Kritimaho dadao patana karanam Phalam ashashvatam gati nirodhakam. Kriti together. Kriti mahodadho patana karanam phalam ashashvatam gati nirodhakam. Ishvararpitam Nechhaya kritam. Chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. Together. Ishvararpitam Nechhaya kritam. Chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. Okay, so this is where we left off, right? Now, how many of you were here for the discussion last week? Okay, good, good. So you went through this, and we'll go through it a little bit more in detail today. So verse number 1 tells us that karma is not supreme because karma is inert, it's insentient. So there is a cosmic ruler, a cosmic being which we call Ishvara. And that cosmic being gives us the results of our actions. Verse number 2 tells us that if we selfishly act in the world, we get bound. Selfishness binds us. Because when we're doing any selfish action, we are full of agitations. Greed, pride, jealousy, fear, all of these things will come in selfish actions. And when we get the results, we're also bummed out in selfish actions because we're so attached. So if we get what we want, we're exalted, but after some time that also goes away. What we want will go again. So we get down, we get low. And if we don't get what we want, we get very upset. When the setup is not according to us, we get upset. Huh? So selfish action is very binding. And when we keep performing it and keep reaping the results, we get into this cycle of karma. And it seems like there's no way out. Well, what do? We have to act. And the results of actions will come to us. So the solution given in verse 3 is ishvararpitam. Instead of selfish action, take to selfless action. Nechhaya kritam. Instead of insisting on results, have the detachment towards results. Nechhaya kritam. And in this way, chitta shodhakam. It purifies the mind, and mukti sadhakam. It paves the way for moksha or liberation. So last time we saw in detail why we should be selfless. Why? Because people ask this question, why should we do selfless action? Why should we be selfless? So do you all remember any reasons why we should be selfless? Why shouldn't I do action just for me? Why? Selfish action, point number one is selfish action comes with 5 gangsters. Remember? Comes with pride, comes with greed, comes with jealousy, comes with anger, comes with delusion. It comes with all of these emotions. Huh? Second thing is, as per the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 3, we were all created with the spirit of yagnya. So many selfless beings have raised us, right? Our ancestors, our rishis, our community, nature, everything around us has raised us. Everyone contributed to our growth. If we sit here and we think about how many people contributed to the person that we are today, the list would be endless, wouldn't it? We wouldn't be able to stop. Huh? So many people have contributed to who we are today. What nerve do I have to say, I'll just make money for myself? We were created with selflessness. So many people sacrifice so many things for us. The least we can do now is pay it forward. The third is we are part of a cosmic chain. This whole society functions on the spirit of selflessness. It starts from Bhagavan. God has given us knowledge, and the knowledge of how to do action. And when we do selfless action, what happens is everybody prospers. When we do selfless action in the world, everyone prospers because it's for everybody. It's for the whole entire society. But when we do selfish action, then what happens? Only a segment prospers. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. So this world actually functions on selflessness. And when we don't honor that, we suffer. So the world is not suffering because there's a lack of resources. World is suffering because certain people are hogging the resources and other people therefore don't have access to it. So it is our dharma to keep this cycle going. The fourth reason is selfless action paves the way for knowledge. And we're going to see how. It paves the way for enlightenment. If we do not have or perform selfless action, we have no chance of enlightenment whatsoever. No chance. Next is, whatever we do, people will follow. Everybody's looking at us. Children are looking at us, relatives looking at us, families looking at us. And if we attain to selfishness, if we keep on the path of selfishness, how do you think everybody around us is going to grow? They're going to be absolutely selfish. Everybody's looking at us. Next is, even Sri Krishna came and he performed selfless action. Any avatara that comes, they perform selfless action. Any enlightened being, they perform selfless action. So great people are doing it, why can't we do it? So there are so many reasons, if we think about it, why we should be selfless. I gave a whole talk on that, so I'm not going to do that talk now. But think about it. So ishvararpitam means I am dedicating my actions to a higher purpose, to something that is above and beyond me, because I have received so much in this world. There's a beautiful saying, everybody says, count your blessings, count your blessings. Huh? What is Karma Yoga saying? Make your blessings count. Don't just count, I received this, I received this, I received this, I received so much. Give back. Make your blessings count. So that is ishvararpitam. Now today we're going to see Nechhaya kritam. When it says in the book, it says done without desire. What does that mean? It means without insistence on the results. So you dedicate actions to a higher cause without any insistence to the results. Not that we have no vision for the result. Karma Yoga means you have a vision for the result. You plan out the work. There is a goal that we want to attain. Everybody should have a goal. Otherwise, nobody will start acting, right? Nobody starts acting without a goal. So have a clear-cut goal. This is the goal we want to attain. This is where we want to be. But when the result comes, don't insist that it should only come this way, accept whatever happens. Why? Point number one is, so many people are working towards that same goal. Not only you, the elections. Two parties are working for the same goal, right? So each one wants their own outcome. But it doesn't mean they'll get it, because so many people are working for that goal. So some will get it, some will not get it. So we cannot insist that only we should achieve it, only we should get that promotion, only we should get that praise, only we should get that position. No, because so many people are there. Everybody also is working hard. So the first point is, we will not always get what we want, because there are other people who want the same thing. Other people want the same thing. So some will get it, some will not get it. The second point is that, do we actually deserve that? Whatever we want, do we actually deserve it? Sometimes we want such great things for ourselves, but maybe we don't deserve it. We don't know what we've done in our past life. We don't know what our past is like. So how do I know that I am deserving of this? I don't know. Third point is, what we want, how can we guarantee that it's good for us? I want to attain this position, this and this salary. Do we know that that's good for us? So many times when we have failed in something, a better opportunity came, isn't it? So many times when we didn't get that job, something else better came. We didn't get to that college we wanted to get in, something else happened. We got into something else. We didn't end up with the person that we wanted, we ended up with someone better, right? So sometimes when we don't get what we want, we get something that's better, that's actually meant for us. So when we start insisting that I should get this, I should get this, I should get this, do we know that that's going to be good for us? We have no idea. That Ishvara, that cosmic being, knows everything. So just trust the process. That if I'm not getting this right now, if I'm not getting it in this way, trust it. There's something else there for me, and it's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay. Live with that acceptance. And And the fourth reason is that we actually cannot control the result. We saw this many times. We really don't have control of what's going to happen. So if we sit there and insist that the result should only come this way, this is what should happen, and I want this, and if I don't get this, I'm going to be mad, it's absolutely unreasonable. Because you want it, other people also want it. Someone will not get it. Do we deserve it? Is it going to be good for us in the long run? Can we actually control it? We cannot. So this Nechhaya kritam means do the action with a result in mind, but don't insist on that result. Let that go. It is called prasada buddhi, living with cheerful acceptance, knowing that whatever comes, it's okay. It's for the best. When we live with prasada buddhi, when we go to the temple or even here in Bal Vihar, prasad is not taken. Prasad is given. Somebody gives prasad and somebody gives whatever it is, we eat it because that's prasad. The deeper significance of that is whatever happens, accept. The deeper significance of why the children are learning this bhajan. Khate bhi Ram kaho, pite bhi Ram kaho, sote bhi Ram kaho, Ram Ram Ram. Means whatever you do, say Ram Ram Ram. And whether if you win, you say Ram. If you lose, you say Ram. Right? Whatever, if you're happy, you say Ram. If you're crying, you say Ram. In every moment, you say Ram Ram Ram, meaning it's okay. I accept, I accept, I accept. Acceptance has to happen in 3 levels. The first level is I have to learn how to accept myself. Myself, my journey, my ability. Sometimes we want to be like others. How come I am not like this person? How come I can't do this like that person? How come I'm not like that? Everybody has their own nature, their own prakriti. Accept it. That this is my nature, this is my prakriti, this is who I am. And accept our journey. In our life, we might have made many mistakes. We might have done some things that we regret. It's okay, accept our journey. That this is what I had to go through to be where I am now. It's okay. Accept my strengths, accept my weaknesses, accept ourselves because we are a gift. We are a gift. And accept. Second, to accept is accept others. Accept our family. Now everybody has their habits. Everybody has their ways, their personality. Right? Our children might not be the way we thought they would turn out. But you were probably not the way your parents thought you would turn out. Correct? I am not that way also. So our children, they will not be the way we thought they turn out. Accept. Then the best thing we can do for our children is accept what their strengths are, what their talents are, what their abilities are, and encourage that. This is what you're good at. This is natural to you. Encourage that. And help them find a proper altar of dedication so that they use that, they express it in a selfless way. This is the best thing we can do to them, for them, is pay attention to who they are and stop trying to change them to be something else. And guaranteed that we're going to have hard times. Sometimes they're not going to listen at all. But accept that right now this is the stage that they're going through. That children go through different stages. So accept that. Accept our partners, our family, our friends, our relatives. Accept. There was one, we had a retreat. There was one of the ladies, she said, I had such a crazy experience. And we said, what happened? She said, now on the day of elections, the night before elections, the day of elections, the night before, my brother-in-law says he's going to come stay with us. He was traveling in that particular city. He said he's going to come stay with us. So I said, what's the issue? She said, you don't understand. My brother-in-law and I, we are head to head. We butt heads in politics. He's of another side, I'm of another side. And we fight and fight all the time. And he's coming to stay with me the night before elections. I don't know what to do. And so I said, now what did you do? She said, Atithi Devo Bhava. My guest is God, my guest is God, my guest is God. I just kept thinking about that. I said, very good. She said, I did not bring up politics. I did not do all of that. Whatever he needed, I provided. So I made sure everything was comfortable. I made sure all the food, everything was ready. I sat down and I said, don't talk politics, don't talk politics. Atithi Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. And she did that. She did not speak politics. And her brother-in-law also did not speak politics. And they were fine with each other. They stayed together. They helped each other. And then the next day, the results were announced. They were still together. And then after that, he left. That was very hard for her to do. Very hard. But just see how acceptance made everything peaceful. So accept others. That's just the way they are. Now what can we do? We cannot change them. And the minute we accept someone for who they are, they start to change. Huh? This is the reality of it. When we unconditionally accept and love someone for who they are, then they look at us and they say, maybe I should start to change. That's actually how people change. They don't change when we drive them away. Why aren't you changing? Why are you like this? Why are you like that? No, nobody changes like that. The third now is to accept the world as it is. Accept the world. Now this one's a hard one. But we start from simple things. Simple things that when we know that when we go to the doctor's office or the dentist office, if our appointment is at 3 o'clock, they will come, we will be called in at 3:45, 4 o'clock. This we know. So when we accept, then we can adapt easily. Adapt. Okay, I know that even if my appointment's at 3, I'm going to sit there for an hour. Bring a book. That's just the way it is. I know, I live in New York City. There's going to be some subways going to work, some is not going to work. Okay, leave early. Accept. Adapt. When we become accepting, it's easier for us to adapt. Now the world has to go through its own stages. It has to go through its own stages. So how it is perfect. You're going to look at me and say, this can't be it. It is perfect the way it is because it is going through its own karma. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Sthane Rishikesha, that everything is actually as it should be. Remember, the world is not there to give us peace. There's actually no such thing as world peace. My thing is, everybody says, let's strive for world peace, let's strive for world peace. There is no such thing as world peace. Because the world is always in motion. The world is a field of duality. There's going to be joy, sorrow. There's going to be gain, loss. There's going to be war, peace. It's going to keep dwindling. You get peace somewhere, you'll get war somewhere else. You get joy somewhere, you'll get sorrow somewhere else. You get wealth somewhere, poverty somewhere else. The world's nature is of duality. And that's what it is. So the world is not there to give us peace. The world is there to give us vairagya, dispassion, detachment. The world is there to give us that. No matter how much we try to put forth effort in the world, it will not make us fulfilled. And the day we realize that, we will finally turn within and seek that higher. Yeah.
One thought that came to mind about this is thinking about accepting the world as it is. When we think about some of the great leaders,
Yeah.
Gandhiji, MLK Jr., people acted selflessly,
Right.
but also didn't accept the world as it is. And I understand that it was through their selfless action, but fundamentally they didn't accept the world as it is. How do you reconcile
Right.
that?
That's a good question. So how do you reconcile the two? See, at the end they accepted. So even Gandhiji, right, if he worked for the world and in a selfless way, at the end of the day he accepted whatever had to happen, happened. So accepting the world for what it is doesn't mean that we don't do anything to try to change it. We do. But understand the end goal is not changing the world, the end goal is changing ourselves. So we do what we can. And this is what karma yoga is, to live selflessly, contribute to society, give back, do all of that. But don't get hung up in changing the world, that the world should be like this because I put all this effort in. So put all that effort in, but no, the goal is not that the world has to change. The goal is that I'm changing through this process. Because imagine you are trying to change the world in this way. Someone else is trying to change the world in the other way. So Democrats will try to change one way, Republicans will try to change it the other way. Both should put forth effort, both should do it selflessly, but at the end of the day, they have to understand that the world will work the way it works. Then don't get frustrated if it's not changing the way you want it to change. Because everyone's trying to change it. So the end goal is that when I expand myself, when I become selfless, when I put forth effort towards the world, I am getting purified. I am changing. I am growing. That is karma yoga. So this is that acceptance. That at all levels, accept who we are, accept the people around us, accept the world for what it is. And when we live in these two ways, first is dedicating all of our actions towards something higher, second is accepting the results, then the mind becomes pure. Why the mind becomes pure? Because when we have insistences on how the results should be, our mind is constantly agitated, isn't it? When we're doing something, well, we set a goal and we're working for it, the mind is constantly agitated. I want this, I hope this will happen, this should happen, that should happen. That kind of agitated mind can never pursue spiritual knowledge. It cannot. An agitated, insisting mind, a mind that's pulled by attachment, that mind has no scope to turn within. So that's why this karma yoga is the first sadhana. If we cannot get rooted in this, there's no entrance to jnana. We can listen to knowledge, it might sound very nice, but nothing is happening. So, cheerful acceptance. Now, an even deeper look at karma yoga. So we know when we become selfless and when we practice this cheerful acceptance, the mind becomes purer, becomes calmer. That's called chitta shuddhi, chitta shodhakam, a mind that is calm, a mind that is pure, a mind that is free from attachments. And this mind, bhukti sadhakam, can now enter into the path of knowledge. Now, with karma yoga, a deeper level, as I said, to look into this is we are not the doer and we are not the enjoyer. Karma yoga helps us to lose this doership and this enjoyership. How? All the abilities, all the talents, everything that we have is from Ishvara. It's all from Ishvara. The ability to know, the ability to desire, the ability to act, all these three Shaktis are from Ishvara. So actually, the ultimate doer of anything is God, is Ishvara. Because without God, nothing actually works, nothing can be done. So when we say we remove doership from karma yoga, Karma yoga has to go to the extent where I get lost in the action. My ego gets lost in the action. The thought of I am doing is not even there. Have you ever seen a musician when they're lost in the music? Have you seen that? That the ego is absolutely gone. And when the ego is gone, it's only God functioning through them. Have you ever seen a painter or a writer? They get lost in their masterpiece or in their writing. It's only God functioning through them because the ego is gone. So any time when we lose ourselves in the action, that thought of I am doing, I am speaking, that thought is not there, then there's absolutely no doership. And Bhagavan, Ishvara, functions through you and the best action comes out. So therefore, there's no doership. And if there's no doership, what about the results for action? What about the enjoyership? In that very action is the result. When somebody is so lost, so full in the action itself, that joy is the result. There's no other result required. When somebody is dancing and they get lost in the dance. Now, after they get lost in that dance, it doesn't matter who applauded them or not. The dance themselves, in the dance themselves, they got the result. Isn't it? In the dance itself, they got that joy. They felt that joy of non-doing. The joy of non-doing is the result. So in Karma Yoga, we don't wait for after the action, the result will come, then we should be even-minded. That's the beginning stages of Karma Yoga. The ultimate stage of Karma Yoga is in that action itself, I'm lost in it. And I've gotten whatever I wanted to. The joy of non-doing. So after the action, whether somebody praises, doesn't praise, whether someone appreciates, doesn't appreciate, whether someone looks at me, doesn't look at me, it just doesn't matter. At home, let us say I get lost in cooking. I get lost in the process of cooking. I'm just completely one with it. Completely one with it. At the end, will it matter if anyone said your food is good and your food is not good? No. But if I didn't lose myself in the cooking, what would happen? After the meal, I'm waiting. Are they going to say they like it? Are they going to say they don't like it? What are they going to say? I'm waiting. That just means I didn't lose myself in that action. Because I'm expecting something. So that is Karma Yoga. That's how deep Karma Yoga has to go. And when it goes this deep, then it really purifies us. Because that doership, the greatest purity is that doership goes. And that enjoyership goes. And everything just flows. So, ishvararpitam, Nechhaya kritam. Chitta shodakam, this brings a great peace, mukti sadhakam. Okay? So, now, why do Karma Yoga? Let us think of all the reasons why we should do Karma Yoga. Number 1, Karma Yoga purifies us. Number 2, Karma Yoga gives us an opportunity to contribute to the world, to society. Number 3, Karma Yoga gives us joy. Number 4, Karma Yoga gives us the attitude of cheerful acceptance. Number 5, Karma Yoga helps us to renounce that doership and enjoyership. Number 6, Karma Yoga paves the way for jnana, knowledge. And I start seeing Ishvara as all. We start seeing Bhagavan in all because we understand that the altar of our service is God. This is Karma Yoga. Right? Okay, before I move on to Bhakti Yoga, are there any questions or clarifications on this? Yeah.
On the part of this selfishness versus selfless,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to understand, like, I think a lot of the actions that we do on our day-to-day lives are selfish in some form or the other. I mean, it's either towards our family or, like, how do you, like, in a practical way, how do you, like, I mean, you're not, I mean, I guess there are some actions that you will do which are selfless, which are, but you are thinking about them consciously and then doing them selflessly. But like you know, maybe you volunteer at the PTA or something like that, and you say, okay, I'm going to go and help the kids out. That's maybe a selfless action, but like it might be a little bit of selfishness also. But like I'm just saying, like how in practical terms and how much of it is there, because like I feel that our lives are like so much intertwined in this, like in this way.
Yeah.
And then the second one is like you mentioned about, like, yes, we go to the dentist and we might have to wait for like 45 minutes and we have to be accepting of that, right?
Yeah.
But the dentist doesn't accept us if we are 30 minutes late. Like,
Right, okay.
So how do you, like, sort of like, so like we can say, hey, I know I was stuck in traffic, and they say, well, we have 15 minutes, you didn't show up,
Okay.
reschedule, right? So
Okay, right. So two things, right? How to apply this selflessness in a practical way. So when I spoke about this topic, I said selflessness doesn't only mean we have to volunteer. That's one aspect, but every single thing in our homes, in our day-to-day life can be selfless. So now, what's a selfish way of cleaning the house? What's a selfish way of cleaning the house? I just want to get it done and that's it. We're just going to rush and do it and finished. Right? Simple. What is a selfless way to clean it? This is the temple of Bhagwan. And Bhagwan lives here. So let me make sure that it's clean, it's spick, it's span, because he lives here. Clean with love. There's a selfish way to cook. I just have to put something on the table. This is it. Done. There's a selfless way to cook. Let me cook something that's going to nourish everybody. Let me make sure that my attitude also is peaceful when I enter the kitchen. Because you know the emotions go in the food. There's a selfish way to work. What's a selfish way to work? Let me just make a lot of money. Right? Which is how many people think. What is a selfless way to work? Okay, I need to make money to raise my family, but while doing it, let me find a way where I can contribute to society. And whoever I'm serving in my work, let that be Bhagwan in front of me. Let me consider that person as God. How would I serve them? How would I cater to them? There's a selfish way of raising children. What's a selfish way of raising children? They should be like me. They should do everything like me. They should do the things that I do. Right? What is a selfless way to raise children? Understand who they are. Raise the child not to be like you, but to be the best that they can be. So every time we subtract our ego, that is a selfless act. There are many things. So this is one way of looking at it. And then another way, as I said, is also volunteering, contributing to society, contributing to the community for its overall growth and development. That is selflessness. Okay. Now the next question is, we have to accept, but what if others don't accept us? Yeah? So we are, the dentist is late. So we accept, we're there waiting for 45 minutes. But if we're 45 minutes late, the dentist doesn't accept. Accept that the dentist doesn't accept. Huh? We have to also accept. Who wins in life? The one who lives with cheerful acceptance. You will be more at peace. At the end of the day, the one who is more at peace, that person wins. That person has a better life than the one who is agitated all the time. Well, that is how to practice it. Any other questions? Yes.
In our parent discussion last week,
Ah.
a very interesting question came up.
Yeah.
The question was, when do we know that we've done our karma? Like, when do we stop? There's constant attachment that, okay, you do it and then you don't get attached to the result. But the question came up, when do I know that I did all I had to do? Because we keep going and going.
Yeah, if I know we're not supposed to be attaching ourselves to the result, but let's say there is a result is a good thing we're trying to do and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, and then we try again and we try again. Where, like the act of letting go of the outcome, maybe the outcome's good or bad, we don't know that, but what is the process of letting go and when do we know?
Right, that's a good.
Done enough.
That's a good question. When do we know that we've done enough? Right? We're doing something. When do we know when we've done enough? When that question doesn't arise. That question won't arise. So if I know I've given it my all, there will be a silence and a peace. But if I feel like I don't know if I've given it my all, that means there's something still there yet. There's still something there. When we've given everything that we can, a peace comes. And then we stop. So if that peace has not come, there is more room to give. Yeah?
So then with respect to the kids, the peace never comes. This was the discussion on but on a serious note, this was the discussion.
With respect to the children, because we feel the peace is not coming, it's not coming because we want to control them. It's not coming because we haven't done enough. Peace with children is not coming because we want to control them. Even if we've done whatever we could, we're still having the desire to control. That's why the peace is not coming. Let go of that desire to control. Let go of it.
They will just play the game from you.
They will just play. Let go of the desire to control for the results. So I'm saying, yes, we should still tell the children, don't play the video game, read and study and do the best that we can. But we cannot, what are you going to do if they're in the room, they're pretending to study by playing video games? Now, who did not do this when they were children? Right? We may not have video games, but we may have had something else and we were doing something else rather than studying. Everybody did this, correct? So don't take it too harshly, because the same things that your children did, you did. But in a different way, without social media and all. You did also. We didn't have social media, but we would go out in the area, and everybody would meet and everybody would hang out and not study. Correct? Exactly same thing is happening. Same thing. It's part of that acceptance that is also our karma. What we do will come back to us. Right? Okay. It will come. So accept. If it's coming, it's my karma only. See, our karma, or those people who come to bring the results of actions in our life, they're only the delivery person. The UPS person, FedEx person, that person. Karma has to come. So it will come through a child. It will come through the spouse. It will come through the in-laws or through the parents, but it will come. Any other questions? This topic is clear? Okay. So I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start Bhakti Yoga today because we only have a few minutes left. But the sadhana that I want everyone to practice this week is cheerful acceptance. Okay? So this week, that keep this phrase in mind. Accepting not sadly. I have to accept. No. Cheerful acceptance. I accept. This is the way it is. I accept. So this is the sadhana we'll all do this week. Next week, we will now move on to Bhakti Yoga. Okay? Yeah?
As we practice cheerful acceptance, this is also something I'd love to have our children practice. Do you have any suggestions on how to encourage this?
Well, you can talk to them about it. And next week also, I'm going to bring it up for assembly. Next week's topic I will talk on, stop complaining and start thanking, for all of us. So our children included. Okay? Today I wanted them to be focused on the food prayer, to practice. Then next week we will talk about this acceptance and complaining. Right. We close? Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya